Rich top, AI in the house. Plug in, level up. We building right now. From zero to hero, no cap. Let's go. Build with AI. Yeah, we step
Hello. All right, I am still, as usual, setting everything up. Running behind because of had to do an emergency restart. So I'll just start everything back up, but we're getting there.
Taught me how to elevate the name. Rich top AI streaming live every night, showing y'all the path, turn the dark into light. Build with AI. Yeah, we stacking the code. From the power, watch the future explode. AI. Yeah, we stacking the code. Now I think different mindset on lock. Parallel agents, multi-thread the clock. No more one shot. I orchestrate the crew. Lane chain flows, make the model pursue. Tools in the mix, web search code run. Don't fear the loop, let the agents have fun. For the new ones watching, start smart, don't stress. Build a simple bot, then scale to the next. I drop gems weekly, real talk, no hype. Mistakes I made, so you skip the white. From prompt engineer to full stack creator. AI ain't the future.
I am right now just checking Mandrel, seeing if I've got some context stored in the wrong spots is what I'm trying to see.
Feel that bass hit deep. That's the grind. That's the leap. Rich top AI. We don't sleep. We build. We teach. We keep it elite. New blood come through. Grab the seat. Let's construct tomorrow. Make it complete. So log in, hit play, join the live.
Because I feel like I'm missing a context or two. Trying to find it.
No code news. The coding with flair. AI's the tool. You the one on prepare. We building empires. Pixel by pixel. Futures wide open. Make it official. Shout to the fam tuning in every week. Together we ride.
Not there.
No cap. That's the peak. Yeah, we stacking the code. Prop the power. Watch the future explode.
Here.
Rich top AI. Build
Could be in here. Nope. This is in the wrong spot though. This is what happens when I'm running too many sessions at one time. So tonight we're not going to do that. Tonight we're not going to do that, but we need to get some music going. All right, so well, what do we got? I'm gonna get caught up here in just a second, as soon as I can get my bearings here. All right, I think I'm ready. So what we're doing tonight, or this is what we did last night. Last night we used MandrelV2, which is what we're working on. This is the ultimate project we're working on, but we're testing it. And we're testing it by using the plan mode, where we have an engineer that, and by the way, MandrelV2 is designed to help people that aren't in this world, in the tech world, right? That are curious, that, you know, they want to start playing around with AI. They want to start building personal apps, but they don't know where to start. So I'm trying to build Mandrel to be easy to use and both educational at the same time. So that's the plan, and that's what we're working towards. So on the back end of the engineer and this designer, we have contracts, and these contracts have to be filled out. So we have things like the scope, the stack. So what software stack are we going to use? Data structure, or what data we're capturing. Any interfaces. What else? We got architecture. So, you know, your file structures, naming conventions, then environment configuration. So things like that. Things I've learned while learning all of this on my own. So every problem I find, I just try to find a way to fix it. So contracts is one way to try to prevent drift and to try to keep everything on track. That's the plan. So what we did last night is we have this game idea called Journey. So the project summary: it's a story, puzzle, adventure game. User will first choose a genre: sci-fi, horror, detective, fantasy, or western. Then they are presented with a card that they will enter a character name, and then they'll be able to enter a description of the story if they want to, you know, give it some kind of body to it, or want to start describing something about their character, or they can leave it blank. What else we got here? So yeah, then we take that and we're going to pass it to Grok 4.1 fast reasoning, and it's going to generate a story arc in the first chapter. And then it will also generate 3 questions or 3 options for the story. Then the user will have to choose one of those options to continue the story. Then they're going to be presented with an image that Grok is also going to generate that prompt image, or image prompt. And then we're going to pass that to Gemini and have that image generated, brought back, shown to the user briefly. Then it's going to shatter into a puzzle. You have to complete that puzzle before you move to the next chapter. And then we're going to do this again for 7 chapters. So there's a lot going on, and I intentionally made it hard because we want to test and see if this works, right? It's no sense testing something if it's easy. So that's where we're at. We went through the engineer process, answering the questions, and the designer process, answering questions. And each one of these will generate a handoff, and then those fill in those contracts on the back side. And they're stored in the database. And then we go up to the build mode. And if you go to contractor, those contracts for this project are stored, and they're passed to this contractor. I can see it. So you select that. It will look at the plans, look at the contracts, and then try to find any more edge cases or any questions. It'll generate 7 questions, present them to you. You answer those, and then it goes off and builds it. And then the idea is when it's done, you go run your app and it works, right? So that's where we're at. It built it last night. I have not tested it other than trying to run the install. And when I ran the install, it's a right screen. These warnings are, I think these are fine. They're just dependency mismatches on the version. But I want to make sure on these 2 errors down here. So I'm passing this to Claude, and this is where we're starting tonight. So here we go. All right, the warnings are fine, just dependencies, mismatches like I thought. Let's see, this is a known bug in NPMs. They always say it's a known bug. They always say that. I swear they do. It crashes during dependency duplication. Try this. It did it. Clean install. 48 packages. The problem was left over. We have run this we have tried this app. Let me back up. We've done this workflow a couple times trying to build this, and each time I'm finding things I'm trying to adjust. So we've adjusted them, and this is the 3rd run. So we have leftover node modules. They didn't all get cleaned up. That's what the problem was. So let's see if it starts. I didn't, well, maybe I didn't start it right. Hold on. No, I did. So it didn't start. So that's not off to a good start, right? We're not off to a good start. Let's see. What do we got? Cannot find. Top training packages shared, no modules. Can't find. All right, just gonna pass the whole thing to it. Did I get it? No. Did it? All right, so we got a bunch of errors when we try to run it. So we're going to pass those errors to Claude. I ran npm because that's what README said. All right, so what I'm doing here is I'm letting Claude know that what we're doing is we're actually testing MandrelV2. We're going to call it MV2. And that I'm going to have it track these issues that we find. Because so the first issue is it's supposed to produce a README when it gets done, and the README is where a user will go and open it to see how to install it, see all the information about it, even how to use it, and how to start it. So the instructions on how to start it were wrong, so that's a problem. So I'm gonna have it track this stuff. Oh, yeah, I gotta put my keys in. I've got to do that off screen, so you're gonna have to bear with me here a minute. While I set this up, because you cannot see my keys. I gotta figure out which screen I'm gonna do this on. Let's go here and do it. I'm gonna go till speed this up. I can do it, but it'll take me forever. So alright, so it's going to create, then all I have to do is pull my keys up and find them. I mean, enter them. If anybody's watching, say hi in the chat. Tell me where you're from. It'd be cool to see where everybody's from. Getting there. We're getting there. To Gemini. Then we will be there. All right. Be confident and close that out. And close that one out. Be confident. All right, we got past that error, but what else we got? 3001 still in use. Bypass it. Yeah, we got to allow it to port 3001's in use and it's blocked. It wants to use it, and because it's being used, it's airing out. So we need to make sure it will search for an open port. I'm just going to make sure. All right, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. This is stuff that happens. There we go. There we go. Gotta bring that over to here. There we go. All right, so this is our entry page. Little sound effects, man. See if we can hear them. All right, character name. We're going to use Big Country. And we're going to say Big Country is a space cowboy. Wait a minute. We didn't pick a genre, did we? Hold on. I'm missing something. Nope. We got our slider. There we go. Well, that's kind of cool, right? Background color changes. All right, yeah. So we're gonna do sci-fi, big country is our character name. One second. Okay. I'm a pro here. I'm a pro. You gotta bear with me. Okay, big country is our character name. The story is big country is a space cowboy. And he riding around in his ship called Gunter that he salvaged from space junkyards. Let's say BC is just trying to survive post space war. All right, we're gonna save this because I've got a feeling we're gonna have to run this multiple times. So let me bring up save that. All right. Quest failed. 404 error. Let's see. Not much to go on. Pretty generic. All right, let's go see what it is. Oh, let me check the logs. Come on, Brian. That's where I need to look. There's nothing there. I need to start the client. That's why at 404, I guarantee you, I need to start the client. You check it, dude. I'm not checking it. What are you talking about? He's telling me if you're hitting the app at localhost 3002, that's the Hono API server, which is what we're using in Journey. Don't be lazy. He's telling me to go look at it. There you go. And the problem was because it's trying to, again, it's going back to that original error where it was trying to run on port 3001, and we changed it to run on 3002, but it was hard coded, and it shouldn't be hard coded. Those variables should be in the .env file. We're tracking that issue, so that's a good thing. Okay, let's go start. We're still... I think we're still getting it. That's why I saved it, because I knew we would be typing that a couple times. Invalid API key. It's not invalid, dude. It's not invalid. All right, let me go check it again. Wait a minute, that's the one that didn't work the other night. I know why. I know why. I know why now. I know why. We got it. We got it. Almost there. Almost there. All right, I'm back. Back in the game. Back in the game. I think it's going to work this time. Why is that key not working? Oh, I know why. I gotta restart. Gotta restart. So it'll pick it up. Always an adventure, man. Always an adventure. Now it's gonna work. It did not work, but it didn't fail for the same reason. So I think, did they have the model name wrong? Why did you hard code 2? I did not put flash 2.0 in there. That is not what I put in there. Actually, we're going to make sure. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm telling it that I did not specify, and this is a problem. I've noticed this before. I did not specify Gemini 2.0 Flash preview. I specified, see, Gemini 3.1 Flash image preview. And it changed it to the 2.0. So I just was making sure, and since this Claude is tracking the problems, the bugs that we're finding, I wanted to make sure we got that in there. But I knew I did not specify that model. But what happens is when these models are trained and they're cut off, the date that they're cut off, that's all, you know, that's the last they know. As far as, you know, what's in their no, not memory, but you know what I mean. It's their cutoff date. That's all the data they know up to that point. So when you give them a model that they don't recognize, then they default back to something that they were trained on, an older model. Set it hot loaded it, so let's see. which basically means you don't have to restart the server. It'll load it while it's running. Let's go back here. So we know we made it past the Grok stage. We got our story. So we failed at the Gemini stage. That was sending the image prompt to Gemini. So we're getting farther every time. Right, we're in it. So here's our story. We're not going to read this whole story right now. We want to see if it's going to work. And I can already see there's a problem. How do we go forward? All right, let's go see. That end, grab this double jaw, eyes narrowing into scanner blips. Yeah, it sounds like it's the end. So what I'm doing here, I'm just telling them we got to the chapter, we got chapter 1, but we can't move past that. We should have, what we should have is when you get to the end, there should be down here a card with a question, a decision you have to make as the character in the story that will influence the rest of the story. So we don't have that. We can't move past this page. So just trying to identify the problems, and then how do we fix the problems on Mandrel's side? How do we collect something we're not collecting, prompt something we're not prompting? That's what we're trying to find. All right, what it's saying is the flow is getting stuck at the choice cards in story chapter, which means that's a state issue. When you click a choice, submit choice fires, but silently returns if session ID is missing or the choice text doesn't match exactly. So Path view screen is fully implemented, but never wired into the flow. Now, I think I've got a fix for this. I really do. We're gonna totally change how that contractor works. This is the third time, and I'm done messing around. Do the choice cards appear? No. Choice cards do not appear. Nothing. I feel like it's asking the same thing, but that's why I'm hesitating here. No choice cards. Choice cards do not appear at all. Just see. Let me just do this. This is way easier. Way easier. And it's good for him. Gonna make this a little smaller so I can get that all on the same screenshot. Screenshot that. They like screenshots. Again, we're going to fight this stuff because I want to find, what the actual issues are. Why did this happen, right? Where was it at? I think it was under other issues found. Yeah. Path view. Why was the path view implemented but never wired into the flow? See, that should be solvable. That's definitely solvable. And guess what? We're back to use effect again. Every time. It's always use effect. Race condition is what it was. So first use effect runs on mount. Second use effect depends on revealed count. Actually, wait, see? It thought it found it, but actually, wait, let me look more carefully. The likely culprit. All right, we're gonna fix it. Let's fix it and confirm what we know. 'Cause I'm not confident, to be honest with you, that this is the fix, but we'll see. All right, says it should pick it up. Let's restart. There we go. So here are our decisions that we need to make. We're gonna always go with the middle one. All right, that was our image. It shattered. We got to hold that longer. This is the big one. Will the puzzle game work? This is the real hard problem. Doesn't look like we're loading either. See what we got. Anything over here? So far, we are not doing well from install instructions to hard coding wrong ports, not setting up a proper .env. Our story didn't load correctly with our questions, our decisions to make. And now the puzzle didn't load. So we're not batting 1,000 tonight, that's for sure. But you never do. You never do. All right, what do we got? Wait. It's telling me to open the browser tools. Let's see. I don't think we have it in here. I'm going to copy the whole thing because I don't think there's anything in there, but make sure. Whoa. That was a little too much. How am I at my context limit? Oh, not usage, Brian. All right. But this is something's really excuse me, really off. This was a brand new session. There's no way. It's set on 1,000,000 contexts. Here we're saying we've used 87K, which is probably right, which is 9%. But it's saying I'm at my contact. That's crazy. That's not right. There's no way. Wow. Let's try compact. I don't think it's going to do it, but that is a bug for sure in Claude Code. Never seen that happen. Never seen that happen. I mean, it even says right here, 87K used of 1,000,000. Yeah, I probably I'm not feeling good about this. I'm gonna have it give me an overview of what it knows. Let's do this first. Let's check our context again and see what it says. 35K of 100K. Something weird happened. Let me look at its usage. This might be that issue that everybody was complaining about, that I've never had happen, where it just starts eating a bunch of context, but it was phantom context. There was nothing I gave it. That's all good. Yeah, that was weird. Since we had to compact, I'm just going to have it tell me what it knows so I can see where we're at. Oh man, I gotta go through this again. All right, here we go. Which means I lost all of my issues that we were tracking. But that's okay because I already have an idea for that. One of the amazing things about these things, though, is they can get caught up really quick, and they'll at least act like they know what they're doing. Anybody watching live, tell me where you're from. Say something in the chat. Say hi. Tell me something you're working on, a project, or if you're new, you have any questions. Found the issue, it says. Found it. But wait. Every time. But wait. Wait. We should do a drinking game. Every time it says but wait or wait. Take a shot. Actually, wait. We'd already be 3 shots in. Found it. It does usually get to the problem. It just has to work its way there. All right, root cause, strict mode has initialized reference, primary bug, use puzzle engine.ts, react strict mode and dev mode mounts, unmounts, remounts components. Was set to true on first mount, but never reset on cleanup when strict mode remounted. Effects reset has initialized the current equals false and the cleanup function, so the remount can reinitialize. Now, I don't want you to restart the servers. What we need to do is track. So we gotta restart the server here. Should be here. Go back and answer that question. There's our image. All right, that held a lot longer. That's much better. There we go. Show edge pieces. You can drag them on screen. We do not have a peak. Should have a peak at image. I can't move the piece now that I let go of it, so it's locked into place. That's a problem. Can't drag, yeah, but when I drag it, I can't see. So when you let go, it locks it into place. Can't rotate it. Yep, rotate. It's going underneath the canvas, so it needs to be on top. You see it going under? Zoom in. Zoom in, man. Can. Okay. You watch, you're dragging. So this is a container, right? Holding all these pieces. So we're going to drag it off this container and see it's going behind this overlay. So this is an overlay sitting on that should be in the background. Should be all the way in the back. But our pieces are going behind it and we're dragging it all the way under. We can't see it. And then we let go and it drops the piece where we let go. But the other problem is we can't move it once we drop it. It's locked. Can't rotate it. So we're losing focus, is my guess here. So when you have your mouse over here, it's supposed to focus, and then you should be able to grab this object, that piece is an object, and then move it. So two issues. Pieces are going under our overlays, and we can't see them. And then when we drag them in and we let go, you can't manipulate them. So, and I sent it off to look at Mandrel so it would know what we're trying to track, so it would understand what Mandrel's workflow is. All right, so the problems it's saying right now we have is contract to describe what, but not how things connect. The interface contract lists endpoints, but doesn't trace data through layers. All right, so what I'm gonna have him do is just hold on to those. All right, so what I told you was the two issues that we found. I said first, when you drag pieces from the tray, they are moving under the background overlay, and you can't see them once you move from the tray to the canvas until you drop them in place. And then I said they need to be moved to the top position. And second, once you drop a piece, it's locked. You lose focus on object. You can't move it or rotate it. That's odd. I don't know why I did that. All right, I see what it's doing. It's just saving context on those other issues we found. I wonder if it went into the right project. Yep, it did. There's another wait. Take a shot. But wait. Take another shot. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that one night. Just thought of a question I'm going to ask, because this is something I think we need to put in our workflow. I try to encourage the engineer to go research puzzle games when we were describing what we wanted to build. But I think we're going to have to create an agent that does that automatically. How many more weights did we get? So it's guessing. I'm going to take a practical approach. This is why you got to read this stuff, man. Because right now it's guessing. It's not really guessing. It's giving you the tokens that are the most common reason for the issue it's having. My best theory those are not words that make you feel good, right? You don't get a lot of confidence from my best theory. It did admit it though, and that's unusual. It says I couldn't definitively confirm a single code level cause for all pieces being immovable. All right, let's restart and see what happens. Big country. All right. We can rotate pieces. We can filter edge pieces. We can drag and it still goes under. Let me take a screenshot. Oh. I can't. This is a React thing. They always default to it. But listen, I understand React's really the only real option. But it's a hard thing for them to control. This seems like this should just be I'm speaking like I know how to code this, right? But I understand what the issue is. It's obvious the issue is on the pieces going under, that this needs to be on top and that this is going under the overlay. So the overlay is sitting on top of this piece. I'm not that invested in this game, but I am invested in figuring out why this is not working. All right, I'm gonna try my little trick here. When I see words like best guess or, theory, or when I recognize that it's guessing, what these models are designed to do is to give you the most, I'm simplifying this tremendously and butchering it, but in general, this is what happens. They're designed to give you the most common answer, right? The most common token. They're going to generate that path to those tokens. They're going to go the most common way to the path to predict the next token. And if you don't give, that's why feedback is so important. That's why Playwright and screenshots and logs is so important, because they then can start taking feedback and giving you a better path to a better answer. So when I see that they're starting to guess and they kind of going in circles, I'm going to make them refocus. So I'm going to type this out and then I'll tell you what I'm typing, because it's a whole deal I do here. And as I type this out, if anybody's reading it, some people might look at this and say, You don't need to do all of this. You just need to tell them what you want it to do. But I'm telling you, this works. Most of the time it works. All right, so what I'm saying here is I'm trying to get it to refocus, right? It's guessing and it's stuck in this kind of a loop thing. So a lifetime ago, this is the truth, a lifetime ago, I was a ET, electronics technician in the Navy. So I'm telling it, when we used to troubleshoot, when you have an error, a bug, a problem, you signal trace, right? So you measure. You look for a good input and what a bad output is, or where you find a bad output. You know what it should be on. You know what that signal should look like coming in. You know what the signal should look like coming out. So all I'm doing, all it does, is it makes it actually look for the actual cause instead of guessing. So my guess here is we're going to be doing a lot of F12 and copying the console, because we're going to look at clicks and drags. So that's what we're gonna do. Let's hard refresh. Actually, let's go restart the server just to make sure. Okay, like that. We get our image, and over here on the side, this is where when we click something or move something, we're going to get measurements. We should see something come up here. So if I click this, no, I don't see anything. Why? Oh, there we go. I'm trying to click on it. Trying to click on it. Trying to rotate it. Can't rotate it. That's a clue right there. See over here, I can right click and rotate an image. But on the canvas, I can't. So again, I'm trying to figure out how to say this, man. This is my problem. I kind of know what's going on in my head. Like I understand the issue, but it's explaining it. But we're losing focus or something's overriding our canvas because when I right click, we should be able to rotate this piece, but instead I'm getting this option. So which means the canvas or the browser, it might be the browser, is overriding. But that's not, overriding's not right either. I think really it is a conflict between this canvas and the browser. I'm in that ballpark anyway. All right, so we got rotate over here. We drag a piece, just to drag another piece. Can't rotate. So let's copy this. Let's copy that, and then let's tell them. What was it? Copy, save image, and copy image. Save image.
So much fun in the stays of sun.
Yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes.